Hey friend, it's Marissa, and welcome to the Camera Brave Show, the podcast where entrepreneurs uncover the power of storytelling. I teach entrepreneurs just like you how to take video and build their confidence on camera. In this show, I give you my best tips for framing your mindset, crafting your camera presence, and connecting deeper through video. I'm so excited to watch you grow. Let's dive right in. Hello, friend, and welcome back to another episode of the Camera Brave Show. My name is Marissa, your video marketing coach, teaching you how to feel confident on camera. Today's episode, we're going to talk all about equipment. I have an awesome resource for you, and I tell you what, I probably get more questions about what type of equipment should you purchase in my DMs, probably more so than anything. So I'm going to go over exactly where to start and the mindset that I personally have around equipment when you know it's time to upgrade. And then, of course, I'm going to share all of the awesome pieces of equipment that I personally use and absolutely recommend with you. Before we dive on in, I do want to read a quick review from the Camera Brave Show on Apple Podcast. So this is from Pat in Denver. She said, a much needed training. Engaging in Marissa's training revealed opportunities for me to grow and develop skills I never even thought about. She is so confident and passionate about sharing her talents, experiences, and knowledge with those that reach out to her. Partnering with Marissa has been a game changer for me. I feel like she's also an awesome life coach. What a bonus. Well, Pat from Denver, I am absolutely not a certified life coach, but I deeply appreciate your words. I appreciate you taking the time to write a review. I have been seeing a skyrocketing amount of reviews on Apple Podcasts, and I just so deeply appreciate every single one of you that is taking just a few moments of your time to not only share with me what you're enjoying about the podcast, but also to help my show and help this beautiful piece of art that I love to create every single week. So let's talk about equipment. Here's the thing. I have the philosophy that comes from someone who trained as a videographer and an editor, which is if you are going to invest in equipment, do not do so cheaply. If you are going to buy equipment, invest in a piece of equipment. Now, luckily, that does not have to be a large investment at all because of the evolution of technology and the accessibility that we have to so many things from Amazon.com. You can purchase a good high quality microphone for like the $50 range. And you can purchase a good ring light from anywhere to like $75 to like $120, depending on the size of the ring light. But here is what I do not want you to do. I do not, as your video marketing coach, if you're listening to this, then you know that my word has some form of weight in your mind. You, to some extent, listen to my advice. Hopefully, if you're going to listen to anything, listen to my advice about equipment. Do not buy cheap equipment because you will be rebuying that equipment in a couple of months. Because buying a cheap microphone can most definitely ensure that you are going to have a piece of audio that is going to be ruined by that cheap microphone. And that's how you're going to realize that it's broken or not working any longer. Do not buy cheap equipment. Your time is valuable. Do not waste your time by purchasing cheaper equipment that's going to end up causing you more heartache than it is literally worth. Invest your money in better equipment. If you do not have the budget to buy something that is considered an investment for your current needs, then don't buy anything at all. I truly believe that. If you cannot afford any equipment, I have zero judgment towards you, and I completely understand. My stance is not buy expensive stuff. It's create high quality video. And you can do that using what you have. Send me a DM on Instagram and I can help you. But do not purchase cheap equipment. Truly and honestly, it's going to be more heartache than it's worth. By cheap equipment, I mean those like $14 lavalier mics on Amazon that I see over and over again. I'm just not a fan of you getting your audio ruined. Now, there's a spectrum of products because there's a spectrum of need for things. And here is how you should get started. First of all, get started using what you've got. If you don't have a ring light, all you have is some sunlight coming in, that's amazing. We can do so much with natural light. If you don't have a mic yet, maybe you're saving up to get one. Let's try to eliminate as much noise as possible in your current environment. Try to eliminate the echo, and we'll get as crystal clear of an audio as we can. If you can't afford a camera, a webcam, thank goodness your phone can take beautiful high quality video, and your video is going to look even more high quality if you can just get that lighting right. That's going to make a huge difference on how high quality your video will look. There are so many different options and things that you can do, and purchasing cheap equipment should not be one of them. So I do have a resource for you. I do have a guide for you. I'm going to link it in the podcast notes below. Just send me your email and I will send this guide to you. It's got links and the cost, a little picture, and all of the things that I recommend. So there is a level of getting started before you buy the equipment, because here's why I say that. The equipment's going to give you higher quality video. However, needing equipment, having to do the research for equipment, and that extra sort of effort, I have seen stop so many people from creating content. Do not allow the need of equipment to stop you from creating content. That's why I say create with what you've got. I mean, if you are just throwing something together, but you are having the courage to put yourself on camera, that is better than waiting weeks, getting recommendations, reading reviews, and then buying equipment. You don't have to do that anymore because I have a guide for you, and it's really got the spectrum of starter equipment to more advanced equipment. But my case in point being, you do not need to allow not having equipment to stop you from getting started. Camera Brave's first ever video Facebook Live was done with no equipment. And I mean no equipment. Homegirl did not have a ring light yet. I tell you what, I am a fan of sharing the journey with you guys, because I even shared the screen grab this year, and it was over a year ago, but I shared the screen grab of the terribly lit Facebook Live that I did. And do you know why? Because I looked at ring lights on Amazon forever and I couldn't find one that I liked. But then I did that live and I looked at my video, and I tell you what, I sure made the decision to figure it out and find a ring light that night. Because what happens is we think we have to buy the perfect piece of equipment for the perfect situation, for the exact circumstance that we're in, or the circumstance that we plan to be in the next season. And the truth is that's not really the case. We just need equipment that's going to serve our needs. And a lot of this stuff is so multifunctional. Looking for a deeper way to connect with your audience? One way I stepped into sharing my message was through creating a podcast. When I started this show, I had zero experience with podcast hosting. So one thing that really helped me get started was how easy it was to host my podcast through Buzzsprout. Buzzsprout makes it easy to manage your podcast and puts all the analytics right at your fingertips. Buzzsprout gets your show listed in every major podcast platform like Apple Podcast, Spotify, and Google Podcast, so you're able to reach your audience wherever they're listening. Join over 100,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout to get their message out to the world. Follow the link in the show notes to get started with Buzzsprout today. And make sure to use this link because you'll receive a $20 Amazon gift card if you sign up for a paid plan, which could literally go towards purchasing a microphone to record your show. Take the first step in creating your podcast by clicking the link below. I feel like if you counted the number of times I said equipment in this episode, I think it'd be quite high, but I really don't know another word for it. Tools, video, equipment, that's the word. We're just going to keep using it then. So not allowing it to stop you from getting started. And then here's the thing. Once you've gotten started, you're going to be more likely to want to buy equipment to upgrade so that way you can be taking better quality content. Now, if you are not in that position and you've already taken video and you know, okay, no, I've done it before. I know I need X, Y, Z. Then check out this guide and decide the one thing that you need the most. What's the one thing that you can improve this week, given your budget, given your circumstance? Is it going to be your lighting? Is it going to be your audio? Is it going to be your video, your background? What is the one thing? Or I even have these little pieces of equipment on this guide that are just handy things that just allow for you to batch create a little bit easier, like a phone holder, like a little Bluetooth device that you can batch create images with. I'm sure a lot of you probably have one of those little remotes that probably came with a ring light. It may be sitting somewhere, but those things are super stinking helpful for batch creating any type of photo content. So getting started with one piece of equipment, there is an overwhelming amount of information out there. That's why you don't need to go and search Amazon microphones or Best Buy microphones. That's why it's all in one place for you on this guide. And I am passionate about this. I actually had already had this guide saved, and then I went in and revised the guide because I purchased a microphone for my phone, like just came in today. And I finally got the chance to test it out. And I realized that it was a very high quality mic and that I was happy with it. It's in the $40 price range, which is a little bit higher versus those like $14 lavalier microphones you may see. But it was really important to me to actually share this equipment with you guys, to actually share the good, valuable equipment that I use. That way you're not wasting your time, because I know the equipment can be frustrating. I know this because I keep getting messages about it. So I understand it's frustrating, it's confusing, things don't work, but luckily we're in the age where it's very easy to order and return. So find your one thing that you are going to upgrade. If you have a question, please reach out. I would love to know what your goals are and what that next piece of equipment will be for you. And then the most important thing to this is something that I am practicing currently, which is allowing yourself to continually upgrade as you continue to take content. So I now own 3 ring lights. No, I don't use any of them at the same time. They all serve 3 different purposes. But the reasoning for this is because of the size, because I've grown to need a larger lighting resource for the area that I currently shoot in, because I'm constantly trying to improve. I just purchased this microphone for my phone because all of the content that I would take from my phone, I was so close to it that I didn't really need a phone microphone. However, I have a client that I am creating reels for who was in need of something. So we had to find a top-notch microphone that would work for your phone. So I found this, and now you will hear it on my stories, you will hear it on my reels. I'm going to be using this microphone because once you get a taste of that elevated content, you don't want to go back. Because friend, if you're listening to this, you're not here to create average content. You're here to create stunning content. You are here to stand out. You do not need to blend in with other pages and other leaders in your industry. Having high quality video will put you above. It will help you to stand out and break out from the pack. It will help you to stop the scroll on social media. High quality video is one of the best things that you can do for your business to help you break out from all of the other insert title here. High quality content. I'm sure that you can think of someone in some specific industry that has really nice videos, and every time you see it, you go, oh, wow, I love their videos. I just love them. I don't know what it is I love, but it's just so clean. Everything looks good. That background, it's fresh. I love it. That will help people to remember you and help you break out from the pack, friends. Alrighty, that is your PSA to either, first of all, if you are waiting on equipment, if you listen to this episode because you have been postponing taking video, waiting for the perfect piece of equipment, then now you know that that is no longer a reason. You've heard it here, folks, from a video marketing pro, that you do not need to postpone video and wait until you have the perfect equipment. You can still take content today, right now. I don't care what time it is. Okay, maybe if it's like midnight, then I doubt anyone's listening to this at midnight. I don't know. I don't know what you do, but almost can guarantee that between today and tomorrow, you can carve out 5 minutes to create a story for your Instagram, to create a reel for the first time ever. Find some audio, excuse me, find some audio that you like in the background. There is almost nothing stopping you aside from this narrative in your head that you have to have it all figured out. You have to have the perfect lighting, equipment, microphone, background, yada, yada, yada. That is not the truth. However, if you are looking to upgrade, to help yourself stand out, and you see the value of high quality video, then check out the link here in this description and give me your email. I will send it over to your inbox. You'll have the links to all of the equipment that I recommend. And I hope that you have some happy filming. Now, maybe you are on the brink of launching that YouTube series or starting that podcast, or maybe you know someone, maybe a friend, a neighbor, a mentor, a sister that is wanting to take that next step. Would you please send this episode to them, because this equipment guide is a very valuable resource. It's going to allow you to eliminate the hours of research, even if you just send them this link, so that way they just grab the equipment guide for themselves. I mean, hey, you don't have to listen to the whole podcast, but I do want you to be able to make informed decisions quicker and more efficiently, because I have purchased some equipment that I have not been happy with. So I will always continue to update you guys as to what pieces of equipment I'm getting and what is kind of been like Marissa proofed and what is like Camera Brave approved versus what we don't touch. And now you guys know. Thank you so much for listening in with me today, friends. As always, you can find me over at Camera Brave on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. I hope you have an amazing rest of your week, friend, and I will see you next time on the Camera Brave Show. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Camera Brave Show. Make sure you subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to get notifications of new episodes every single week. I love bringing you practical confidence and mindset tips. If you love them too, one of the best ways to support this podcast is to leave us a review, because it helps us grow the platform to bring you even more powerful stories. Plus, it makes me do a literal happy dance. I so appreciate you spending your time with me, friend. I'll see you next week.